So once again, Nayoung, so why exactly do you want to be a flight attendant for Lufthansa?
Because the reason that I want to work for Lufthansa is because, in my opinion, Lufthansa is the best airline in the world. Because Lufthansa always tries to be better. For example, it's the biggest airline in Europe, but Lufthansa never settles for the present and develop itself by expansion and introducing new aircraft and new service like Flynet. And this characteristic matches mine. I'm a person who tries to be better and tries to improve myself personally and professionally. Also, I have lived in Germany for a year, and I got through many challenging things already, so I know how to handle them. For this reason, I want to work for Lufthansa, and I want to be a part of Lufthansa's family.
Wonderful. Okay, great. Can you tell me, Nayoung, what would you say your weaknesses are?
um, as for my weakness, it is obviously my English.
Okay.
um, Even though I feel very confident to speak in English, but I believe that there is always room for improvement. And to overcome this, I've hired a private English tutor, and we meet 3 times or 4 times a week. And also, I I enjoy I enjoy devoting my time and energy to improve my English by watching English series and listening to radio or reading article. Yeah.
Okay, great. And what would you say your strengths are?
I can say my strengths are my work ethic and strong attention to detail and my passion for continuing to develop a high standard for customer service by being flexible and versatile. Since I have worked in several customer service field, uh, 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 so I always strive to define myself to provide the best service for customers, and I realized that the most important aspect for this position is safety. And um, and to through my attentiveness, I always try to anticipate customers' needs, and as I'm always willing to go above and beyond to meet a high expectation, that also falls in line with Lufthansa's mission statement. The customer is the center of our attention. And uh, ah, uh, I do. In addition, I do have experiences working with flexible schedule, such as early in the morning to evening, early in the morning to afternoon, from evening to midnight, and sudden schedule like that. So I feel very confident to being adapt to any type of schedule because I understand that the high demanding that this type of position requires. And finally, I feel that my friendly demeanor will be is also a great strength of mine. Um, yeah, that's my strength.
Okay, wonderful. All right. Well, since you mentioned safety, and of course that is a top priority for
Yeah.
us, can you tell me how do you define safety?
Um, I want I want to define the safety as preventing preventing from preventing customers from um, dangerous situation or accidents, and also as being happy and happy and alert.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
my definition of safety.
Definition of safety. Okay, wonderful. And since you also mentioned that, of course, this is a high demanding job, which requires often, long hours and different time zones and what we call, right, jet
Yes.
lag, of
Yes,
course.
right.
How do you see yourself handling the high demands of this job?
Because I understand this is a high demand job, so I have taken care of my physical strength by exercising, especially swimming and working out at the gym. So I'm sure I can control that.
Okay, so that was a great answer. The one thing that I mentioned is why it's also beneficial with working out.
Mhm.
It's not just the physical aspect,
Mhm.
but again, it's a great way. That's how you also
Ah.
relieve stress.
Yes, I forgot that.
Okay, that's okay.
Mm.
All right, wonderful. Okay, can you tell me where do you see yourself in maybe 5 or 10 years?
For my long-term goal, I want to be a purser, like competent leader for Lufthansa. And in 5 years, I want to see myself working toward that. And obviously, I have a lot to learn, but someday I want to be a purser for Lufthansa. And I know as company to grow, the opportunity can be changed. So I always um, willing. I'm always willing accept any kind of opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And can you tell me, because of course we talk about it being a high demanding job, how is it that you handle stressful or pressure situations?
Mm, the way I handle this stressful situation is that I follow the 3 steps. Number one is I try to remain calm, and then I take a pause to evaluate the whole situation. And finally, I assess the level of priority and actions that need to be taken or delegated to others. It's my 3 step.
Wonderful. Okay. And what can you tell me, do you think is going to maybe be the most challenging part of this job?
I can say it's gonna be physically and mentally challenging. So it's the most difficult aspect for this job, I guess.
Okay. And again, how is it that you feel that you're going to be able to handle that physical and mental sort of exhaustion that you may feel from this high demand job?
And I want to handle this like by exercising, because it's the best way to relieve stress and keeps me healthy.
Okay. And have you ever been arrested or done drugs?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, good. What is something that maybe you can tell us that is not on your resume or CV?
I didn't write down on my resume. I have taught many. I have taught math and English to my middle school and high school students, and for many years as a private tutor. And yeah, and I remember one student, and she had very poor score at math, like 229 score out of 100. But after we starting starting math together, and studying math together, and I always try to motivate her. So as a result, she got 96 point out of 100.
Oh, wonderful. Very excellent teacher, it sounds like you
Yes.
are. All right. Can you tell me, what is your biggest accomplishment?
I want to say the TOEIC score that I had recently. I got 940 out of 990 in TOEIC. TOEIC is to be cabin crew. I felt I have to improve my English, so I started study English by myself, and yeah, without any help from tutoring or institute. As a result, I got very high score, like 940.
Very good. Again, remember to include the measurement of time, right? You started studying for a month
Yeah, a
before
month.
you took the exam by yourself. It's
Uh-huh.
important. It shows that you have the ability to learn quickly
Mhm.
and set a goal and achieve that goal
Mhm.
in a specific time frame,
Uh-huh.
a very short time frame.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Can you tell me of a time that maybe you made a mistake?
Um, First of all, it's safe to say we all have made a mistake. And I believe that the worst thing is not making the mistake, but failing to learn from it. And when I was working at a financial company, I got a phone call from a customer, and he asked me about his account state, and I read the information on our computer system. Yeah, but after I finished that phone call, I realized that something was wrong because um, there was an error on our computer system. Whatever I put on that, the result was the same. So I called him back immediately and apologized for the inaccurate information and explained our situation. And thankfully, he understood our situation, and it taught me not it taught me to double check and not to rely on computer system completely.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what would you say your biggest fear is?
Probably terrorism. These days there are many type of terrorism, like um, what happened in Australia and Europe. So I understand that safety should be the top priority for this position.
Okay, understandable. Very good. And yes, that's very understandable. Can you tell me what is the most difficult situation that you have found yourself in?
Um, I remember one instance when I was working at a cinema. It happened on Christmas Day. On a Christmas Day, every movie was fully booked, and our site was full of customers. I was issuing the ticket that customers had booked before, and that time and that moment, our computer system were totally down. Our computer screen was black, and our customer crews got into a panic, and customers were getting angry and started to yell and hit the table because a movie was about to start in 5 minutes. I was trying to remain calm and take a pause to evaluate the whole situation. And then, to resolve this, I suggested my manager to delay the movie. And fortunately, he accepted my suggestion and he postponed the showing the movie. And we started issue the ticket by our hand, not automatically. Obviously, it took much more time, but eventually we got all customers get to the movie room. And by the time the movie went to the end, our computer system were restored, and we gave out the discount coupon for customer for the inconvenience. Thankfully, some customers offered some encouraging word to us, mentioning our effort.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Well, since you also mentioned terrorism from before,
Yeah.
what is the most dangerous situation that you have found yourself in, and how did you handle it?
Oh, oh, I remember one day when I took off from the taxi. I real and taxi started drive away, but some parts of clothes are stuck was clogged, stuck. Yeah, so I kind of dragged to the car way. So it's kind of very dangerous. So I tapped the taxi very hard, and taxi to stop. So there was no accident, fortunately.
Okay, great. Okay. One thing that I'm sorry, I forgot to mention from your previous answer is, again, when you're talking about dealing with customers during the cinema on Christmas Day, is, again, you remain calm, but also you want to, again, emphasize that you were trying to help calm the customers, the crowd of people that were angry.
Okay.
Okay, so again, you being calm is one thing, but that calmness will hopefully translate across to the customers as well.
Okay.
Right? But again, you're realizing that you need to be calm, not just for yourself, but your ability to stay calm is going to allow for others to stay calm.
Okay.
Customers, passengers, colleagues, crew members. Right? Okay, great. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 or 3 more questions with the recording, and then we can pause, let you relax, and we'll continue. Okay? All right. What can you tell me that makes you unique?
That makes me unique. As I wrote on my resume, I lived in Germany, so I do have understanding German and German culture. So it's my unique skill.
Okay. Well, again, I would say, again, not just specific to Germany, but living in Germany for a year, you have an understanding of Western living, Western culture, right? So again, you're not limiting yourself. Yes, it was Germany, but again, you know, that opportunity, and I also lived in a flat with other international students, and I feel that I have a better understanding of both Eastern and Western mindset and cultural differences, and I think that's what makes me unique and a great candidate, more unique to the other candidates because of the experience that you've had and that you've learned from, that you can apply. Right. Good. Okay. Can you tell me what type of people do you not get along with, or do you find difficult to get along with?
Obviously, I try to get along with any type of people, but obviously it's not always possible. But the end of the day, I came to the professional again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And can you tell me how do you work well with others?
How?
Yes.
Can you please the question phrase?
Yes. So when I say that, I'm asking. So since you're going to be working with other people within a team, and often that team is going to be different people, different flight crews.
Yes.
So how is it that you work with other people? How do you feel that you do?
Since I minored in business administration, I learned the importance of team working and team spirit, and how to make team synergy and how to get along with people like that. So I'm sure I can work. I feel very confident working with a team.
Okay.
Yeah, comfort.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop.